Hello everyone, welcome back to Megha Discourse. So in this video we are going to cover our third marathon, that is on world literature. Before that we have completed 2 marathons on American literature और हमने जो questions pick किए हैं they are from old set paper, जितने भी state के set paper हैं, whether from जम्मू कश्मीर, छत्तीसगढ़, MP, तमिलनाडु, APSET, सो ऑन, हमने हर जगह से जो पिछले 3-4 साल के जो पेपर मुझसे अवेलेबल हुए मैंने वो चूज किए हैं और हमने इन सेशंस को लेकर के आए हैं. सो अगर आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं किसी भी सेट की प्रिपरेशन, कोई भी स्टेट का हो या फिर कोई अनदर टीजीटी पीजीटी एग्जाम और इवन नेट एस्पिरेंट्स, दे कैन ऑल्सो वॉच दिस मैराथन्स, क्योंकि क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने में मुझे ही लगता कोई लॉस है हमारा, और जितने क्वेश्चन सोल्व करते हैं उतना ही हमारा क्रिटिकल माइंड वर्क करता है. सो स्पेशली हमारा एमपी सेट जो है 1 तारीख को है, एज यू नो इट इज ऑन March 1. सो मोर फोकस ऑन एमपी सेट. तो एमपी सेट वाले जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं प्लीज वॉच दिस वीडियो, इट विल हेल्प यू अलॉट. क्योंकि जब हम पेपर की एनालिसिस कर रहे हैं, जैसे हमने 2 मैराथन सॉल्व की है ऑन अमेरिकन लिटरेचर, तो इट इज एविडेंट दैट जो एक पेपर का क्वेश्चन है, लाइक कोई क्वेश्चन हमने सीजीएसटी से उठाया, छत्तीसगढ़ सेट से है, तो मिलता जुलता क्वेश्चन हमें तमिलनाडु सेट में पूछा गया या एमपी सेट में पूछा गया है. सिमिलरली लाइक एपी सेट का कोई राइटर है तो वो हमारे किसी दूसरे सेट में पूछा गया है. तो इस तरह से जो है दे ऑल क्वेश्चंस आर इंटरकनेक्टेड. अगेन आई एम सेइंग, इफ यू आर एस्पिरेंट ऑफ एनी सेट एग्जाम, कोई भी सेट एग्जाम के लिए आप प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, देन दिस वीडियोस आर मस्ट. ओके, द इंपॉर्टेंट राइटर्स यू आर फाइंडिंग इन दिस वीडियो, यू हैव टू रीड देम in detail, okay, especially chronology and the questions type they are asking. So without wasting much time, let's focus on our question number 1, especially on world literature. So here we have first question: which of the following novels is written by Chinua Achebe? Okay, as you know, he is the father of African literature. He is the father of African literature. Okay, so question is, which of the following novel is written by Chinua Achebe? So first we have Arrow of God, Cry the Beloved Country, Discourse, Judas People. So as we know, the answer is Arrow of God. Okay, now this is the part of trilogy written by Chinua Achebe, and which first we have Things Fall Apart, then we have No Longer at Ease, and third we have Arrow of God. Okay, this Arrow of God is written in 1964. This is the third novel, as you know, and it is on Igbo community. Okay, these all 3 novels, they are on Igbo community and they all are interrelated to each other, and we have the main character here, central character is Yulu. Okay, in the first we have Okonwo, then in No Longer at Ease it is the grandson of Okonwo, and then we have Izulu. They all characters are interrelated. It is on Igbo society and you will find the colonial interference in this work. Okay, so this is your answer, Arrow of God. Now let us learn about other remaining options. First we have the Cry the Beloved Country. Similar sound like Cry the Peacock. Okay, Cry the Peacock is by Anita Desai, but we have to tell about Cry the Beloved Country. So Cry the Beloved Country is written by Alan Paton. Okay, let me remove. So it is written by Alan Paton in 1948. Okay, the story is like we have a black priest and white farmer, so it is on racial injustice. Then we have Disgrace. It is written by J.M. Coetzee. Okay, he is one of the novelists who got 2 times Booker Prize. Okay, and for Disgrace he got Booker Prize, and I think it is published in 1919. Then we have July People is written by Nadine Gordimer. It is written in she got Nobel Prize for this work in 1991, and I think it is written in 1981. So this is about our first question. When you interlink all the options, then तुम्हारी जो complete revision है पूरे अफ्रीकन की यहाँ से cover हो जाएगी. That's why these questions are important one. चलिए next question. Things Fall Apart primarily depict the conflict between. देखिए first he asked about Chinua Achebe's Arrow of God in MPSET exam. MPSET वालों देख लो, अब तमिलनाडु सेट वालों, now they have asked about the another world, Things Fall Apart of Chinua Achebe. That's why they are interrelated. एक सेट का पेपर कैसे रिलेट करता है. Now इस नॉवल में क्या डिपिक्ट करता है? As we have already studied that they have depicted the colonial influence on Igbo society. Okay, so first we have Man and Fate, no, Nature and Civilization, Individual and Society. He is talking about actually tradition and modernity, because you will find colonial influence where like Igbo community versus Igbo community versus British one. So this is the theme, the idea of all the works of Chinua Achebe. So we have answer traditional and modernity. Okay, and let us learn about Things Fall Apart. So Things Fall Apart, it is his debut novel. This is the first part of trilogy written in 1958. कुछ वर्क्स के आपको ये पब्लिकेशन याद करने पड़ेंगे, and it is on Igbo culture versus British culture, and we have the main character Okonwo. Okay, and it is the Igbo tribe, Igbo clan here we have. This is Umufuya. Okay, so this is our work, Thing Falls Apart. Now we have third question. Who among the following wrote A Grain of Wheat? They all are canonical works. Now, The Grain of Wheat, it is written by, answer, it is written by Ngugi wa Thiong'o. Okay, and Ngugi wa Thiong'o, this work is written in, and this work is a historical novel. Why it is a historical novel? Because it explains Mau Mau rebellion. It is on Mau Mau rebellion. This is again important question. Many times they have asked clearly, Grain of Wheat में कौन सा rebellion है? Mau Mau rebellion. Okay, and we have the main character Mugo, and it is actually based on Kenyan independence. It is actually happened in 1952 to 1959. So this novel, it tells the story around this Kenyan independence. ठीक है, और इस Kenyan independence को ये कहते हैं Uhuru Day. तो क्वेश्चन कैसे भी घुमा के वो पूछ सकता है. You should know about this work. ठीक है, तो this is about your work, A Grain of Wheat. Now another options जो है हमारे, उनके बारे में पढ़ते हैं. होल सोइंका, नोबेल प्राइज विनर इन 1986. ठीक है, एंड द मेन वर्क ही रोट इज द इंटरप्रेटर. देन वी हैव नदीने गोर्डिमर, अभी हमने इनके बारे में पढ़ा है, दैट ही इज फेमस फॉर अ ग्रेन ऑफ व्हीट. ओके, देन वी हैव बेन ओखरी जो है, ही इज फेमस फॉर द फैमिश्ड रोड. ओके, फॉर विच ही गॉट बुकर प्राइज इन 1991. एंड वी हैव मेन करेक्टर अजारो इन दिस वर्क, और ये इस करेक्टर के बारे में बहुत बार नेट क्वेश्चंस ने डायरेक्टली पूछा है. सो दिस इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, नगुगी वा थियोंगो एडवोकेट्स राइटिंग इन किस लैंग्वेज में लिखते हैं? ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, क्योंकि मेजरली अफ्रीकन राइटर जो है वो हमारी इंग्लिश में लिखते हैं, बट ही इज द फर्स्ट एंड द फॉरमोस्ट राइटर हु रॉट इन हिज नेटिव अफ्रीकन लैंग्वेज. ओके, एंड दैट इज गिकियू लैंग्वेज. ये गेट में भी क्वेश्चन पूछा है, नेट में भी पूछा है, और ये सेट में भी पूछा है, बिकॉज कुछ क्वेश्चंस ऐसे होते हैं ना जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं. इवन आपको ये टीजीटी पीजीटी लेवल में भी देखने को मिल सकता है ये क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, सो नगुगी वा थियोंगो इज रिटन इन गिक्यू लैंग्वेज, जो इनकी नेटिव लैंग्वेज है. द फेमस वी हैव डीकोलोनाइजिंग द माइंड. ओके, एंड ऑल्सो वी हैव ग्रेन ऑफ व्हीट. सो ही सेड दैट लैंग्वेज इज कल्चरल आइडेंटिटी, दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव टू राइट इन आवर लैंग्वेज. चलिए नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, which African writer authored Death and the King's Horseman? Again important question, and the answer is Hol Soyinka. This is एक्चुअली होल सोइंका का फुल नेम बहुत मतलब आप देखोगे तो कम से कम 4-5 वर्ड्स है उसमें, तो इन्होंने सिंपली अपना नेम होल सोइंका रखना अपना सरनेम के साथ. ओके, तो होल सोइंका हैज रिटन दिस वर्क, एंड वी हैव द मेन कैरेक्टर. लिसन इज एक्चुअली किंग हॉर्समैन. ठीक है, एंड दिस इज ऑन एक्चुअली इट टेल्स द स्टोरी ऑफ दैट हॉर्समैन ऑफ योरुबा किंग का एक हॉर्समैन होता है, एंड ही वॉज प्रिवेंटेड फ्रॉम कम्युनिटी रिचुअल. मतलब इनकी कम्युनिटी है भाई, ही वॉज फ्रॉम अ ब्लैक पर्सन, उनकी अपनी कम्युनिटी है, तो उनका रिवाज होता है दैट कोई भी पर्सन है उसको सुसाइड करना पड़ेगा for the happiness of all the clan or community. So he was prevented, that horseman Ellison was prevented by the colonial authority. So you will see British versus their colony in this work. Okay, so this is about Death and King's Horseman. And next we have Chinua Achebe, अभी हमने पढ़ा है इनके बारे में. Ngugi wa Thiong'o we have read. Jem Kudzi, Disgrace. Okay, Disgrace is a novel. Again, it was asked in now Tamil Nadu set. Disgrace is a novel. It is written by Jem Kudzi. ठीक है, इसके बारे में पढ़ते हैं. Let's learn about this work. It is written in 1919. He got Booker Prize for this work in 1919, and it is based on post-apartheid, that is on black racial identity. And we have the main character is David Lurie. Okay, he is a professor. The story is very interesting. If you have time, you should read this story. David Lurie, he is a professor. एंड ही इज़ अ काइंड ऑफ वुमेनाइजर. मतलब क्लास में जो फीमेल स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं उनको ये मोलेस्ट करता है. और कहता है कि अगर तुमने मेरी बात नहीं मानी देन आई विल पनिश यू, आई विल नॉट चेक योर पेपर, और तुम्हारे मार्क्स कम कर दूंगा। इस तरह की उनको वो धमकी भी देता है। सो दिस स्टोरी रिवॉल्व्स अराउंड दिस होल कंसेप्ट। ही हैज अ डॉटर Lucy. She was raped by 3 men, and then she was got pregnant by one of them, and then he was realized the pain of Lucy and the pain of other students. Okay, so this is the storyline, and you can say कर्मा हिट्स बैक। किसी भी तरीके से कर्मा आपको रियलाइजेशन करा सकता है। सो हमें हमेशा बढ़िया बढ़ के रहना चाहिए। एंड ही गॉट नोबेल प्राइज फॉर दिस वर्क एज वेल। सो next we have Doris Lessing is important writer. She also got Nobel Prize in 2001, ठीक है, and she is famous for the Golden Notebook, ठीक है। Then we have Ben Okri, अभी हमने पढ़ा है The Famished Throat. Which writer won the Nobel Prize for Literature from Africa? As we have read, so there are so many writers. Chinua Achebe, he never got Nobel Prize. होल सोइंका अभी पढ़ा, he got Nobel Prize in 1986, ठीक है, and he is the first African writer to become Nobel laureate. Ben Okri never got, लोगों की बात होंगे, he was nominated but he never got the award. Okay, now July's People is written by, these are some important work, canonical works. So July People is written by Nadime Gordimer, okay, and it is on fictional civil war, it is on black identity, ठीक है, you can say apartheid movement जो idea है you will find in this work. So story revolves around, we have Smells and July. Smells like he was white one, he was a black and servant, ठीक है। So July's People नाम इसलिए कि black servant के लोग हैं, they were attacked on white people's colony, और उन्होंने मजबूर कर देते that you have to migrated from there. So the story revolves around migration and flee. Doris Lessing, we have read about her. Now Buchi Manchetta, she is new one. So Buchi Manchetta, she is famous for children works, children fictional magazines work, notebook, she wrote about that. And also she has written novels, plays, and the famous play she has wrote, The Bride Price and The Joy of Motherhood. And you will amaze that the theme, or you can say the key idea in our work is on children, slavery, motherhood, female independence. Okay, we other have Sitsi, Dangaramba. अब देखो इसकी pronunciation I can't pronounce, तो आप इसको एक बार check कर लेना. So Sitsi है जो है हमारी, she is actually Bombay writer. Okay, and the debut work you can see it is Nervous Condition. Okay, and she is also a filmmaker, and she wrote this work in 1988. So this is about question number 8. Which novel by Achebe is sequel of Things Falls Apart? As we know that Chinua Achebe, he wrote trilogy. First he wrote Things Fall Apart, then No Longer at Ease. So this is the sequel of Things Fall Apart. Things Fall Apart, it is a story of Okonwo. And in this work you will get the story of Obi Okonwo. He is the grandson. Okay, and now he works as a civil servant, and he was arrested because of corruption, bribery. So again you will find colonial versus black identity theme in this work, because he was related to colonial community. That is why he was arrested in false case, in forgery, and the whole story revolves around the idea of colonial identity, alienation, cultural alienation, and loss of traditional values. Then we have Arrow of Gold. It is the third part of this trilogy. Antilles Fana, it is also written by Chinua Achebe, and A Man of the People. So there we have different works. African literature is largely concerned with. So ये पूछ रहे हैं कि African literature किस बेस पे लिखा जाता है. It is obvious. It is a colonial encounter. In the all works we have colonial versus colony of Africa. ठीक है. So this is the main theme of African literature. Let's move to next question number 11. Now these are our Caribbean, okay, Caribbean writers आ गए हैं हमारे. Who wrote A House of Mr. Vishwas? This is the famous work written by V.S. Naipaul in 1961. और many times we have asked कब लिखा गया, या किसने लिखा है, या क्या idea है. So this work is very important. And this is his semi-autobiographical work. It is said that Mohan Vishwas, the main character जो है हमारा, Mohan Vishwas, is actually the character related to his father. Okay, and it is on identity and displacement. Okay, and what is the goal of Mohan Vishwas? Owning a house. But जितनी बार वो भी घर खरीदता है, he will find problem in house or in luck. Okay, and he got Nobel Prize in 2001 for this work. Now what about another options? We have Derek Walcott. He got Nobel Prize in 1992 for the work Omeros. Okay, George Lamming. He wrote in the Castle of Stories. He was a poet and essayist majorly. Okay, then Jean Rhys, you all know about, he wrote Wild Sargasso Sea. And this is your next question. Let's learn about this question. So White Sargasso Sea is written by Jean Rhys. Now this work is prequel of Jane Eyre, written by Charlotte Bronte. Okay, and this tells the story of Bertha Mason. She is the wife. This work is on feministic point of view. So that's why it is called, it is a post-colonial. It is an example of post-colonial text. Chaliye. Next we have Doris Lessing, The Golden Notebook. We have read about this work. Then we have Bucci Mentioned. हमने इसके बारे में अभी पढ़ा है. Now Jamaica Kincaid. चलो, let's learn. This is the new one, new writer. तो देखो. So Jamaica Kincaid. You can say she is a gardening writer. Okay, her themes, it is on garden. She takes many variety of literary forms. She wrote manuals on horticulture and garden design. Okay, and she is a short story writer, especially. She wrote short story Girl, famous, and the collection is, you can say, Annie Joan, famous collection of short story. Also Lucy. Okay, so this is Jamaica Kincaid. Next question. Which Caribbean poet won Nobel Prize for Literature? Now he is asking about the poet one. Okay, we have Edmund Kamau. No, we have V.S. Naipaul. Yes, he got Nobel Prize in 2001. Derek Walcott, he is also got Nobel Prize in 1992. Same Selvan. No. Now what will be the answer? Dekho, look carefully. He is asking about the poet. V.S. Naipaul, he is not the poet. He is the playwright. So our answer is Derek Walcott. Okay, so your answer is Derek Walcott. Okay, and again he wrote Omeros. Then Jean Rhys is associated with which region? And he is a Caribbean poet. अभी हमने पढ़ा इनके बारे में, कैरिबियन में इनका नाम आना शुरू हो गया. And he is from Dominica. Okay, चलो, Dominican writer है हमारे. The enigma of arrival is written by. Enigma means पेचीदा, confusing one. ठीक है, mysterious. So the enigma of arrival is written by. It is the important work of V.S. Naipaul. And this is written in 1987, and it is on migration. Again, it is autobiographical approach on V.S. Naipaul. V.S. Naipaul की जो खुद की माइग्रेशन अप्रोच है, यहाँ से वहाँ जो बार वो माइग्रेट हो रहे हैं एक प्लेस से दूसरे प्लेस, तो उसकी पूरी जर्नी के बारे में यहाँ बताया हुआ है. दैट इज द एनिग्मा. क्यों वो बार बार माइग्रेट हो रहे हैं, वो खुद से क्वेश्चन करे, व्हाई आई एम माइग्रेटिंग अगेन एंड अगेन, एंड व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ दिस माइग्रेशन. सो this is on migration and exile. So it is autobiographical and reflective work. Now, who among the following is an Australian novelist? Tamil Nadu said में. This is just simplest question जिसको आता है, but जिसे नहीं पता कि ऑस्ट्रेलियन राइटर कौन है, तो this is also the hard one for that person. Australian novelist J.M. Coetzee, Doris Lessing, V.S. Naipaul, हम पढ़ रहे, they are all Caribbean. So answer is Patrick White. And Australian literature की जब बात करते हैं, so Patrick White is the important and the most significant writer. Okay, चलो, let's learn something about Australian literature. हमारी शुरुआत हो गई है Australian literature की. So Patrick White, he won Nobel Prize for Literature. Yes, he got Nobel Prize in 1973, and he was the first Australian to win this prize. Okay, and he got and he's famous for Was and The Tree of Man. They both are important work, and he wrote on spiritual isolation. Now we have question number 80 said that Was is a novel written by. So as we know that Was is a novel written by Patrick White. Okay, so this is our answer, and it is on Persian explorer. Okay, and the name is very important. They have asked many times. He is Ludwig Leichhardt. Okay, and he was disappeared on an island. Okay, on the out while he was moving to Australia. So also we have Was. He is the German man. And then we have Laura, who is orphan. Okay, so this story revolves around these characters. Australian literature often explores the theme of. So Australia, just say like in African literature, you will get the theme on traditional and modernity. And so whereas Australian literature you will find the theme of the outback and isolation. There is a no industrial revolution, as you know very well कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया की हमारी लोकेशन कैसे है. It was outback, that is कंट्री साइड. ओके, एक आइसोलेटेड सा लैंड है, तो इसलिए इसकी जो थीम हमारी आउटबैक एंड आइसोलेशन में रहती है. दैट इज यू विल फाइंड हार्श लैंडस्केप, bush. Okay, so this and psychological illness in their work. Now, Patrick White belongs to which country? ऑस्ट्रेलियन लिटरेचर की जब भी बात करेंगे, पैट्रिक वाइट इज द इंपॉर्टेंट वन. अगेन आई एम सेइंग मोस्टली क्वेश्चंस में आपको पैट्रिक वाइट से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस या फिर ऑप्शंस देखने को मिलेंगे, तो इसको बहुत अच्छे से राइटर को करके जाना है. यू हैव टू डू दिस राइटर with utmost importance in detail as well, although like was the trim and the important works for which he got Nobel Prize, any other works. So okay, Patrick White, he belongs to Australia. Now CGST में क्वेश्चन पूछा है again, और आप as you can see this was asked in TN set which one is Australian novelist. तो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस जो ऑल सेट के हैं रिलेट करते हैं. इट इज नॉट लाइक कि मैं MP सेट का पेपर दे रहा हूँ तो मैं सिर्फ MP सेट के क्वेश्चंस को सोल्व करूंगा. मैं तमिलनाडु को, आई विल ओनली सोल्व तमिलनाडु सेट. सो ऑल क्वेश्चंस आर इंटर रिलेटेड. Question number 21, The Stranger is written by. So The Stranger is work of Albert Camus. Okay, and he coined the term absurd means meaninglessness of life, nothingness. Okay, and he got Nobel Prize in 1950. And this work, The Stranger, it is again on meaninglessness of life. He was main character. We have Murosalt. Okay, and he was a very honest and detached man, but he kills an Arab man. Okay, and that's why this work is divided into two parts: life before, you can say, murder, and life after murder. So this is your story. Now we have Jean-Paul Sartre is known for Nausea, the important work. Okay, and is from existential philosophy. Then we have French Kafka. He wrote the work The Trial, again absurdist play. Then Milan Kundera is known for The Unbearable Lightness of Being. ठीक है, so this is the important work. So this is all about our 21st question. चलिए, French Kafka's The Trial is an example of. Now we have, in the previous question I told you that French Kafka is related to absurdist school. That is the mostly their work you will find the theme of meaninglessness of life or nothingness of life. ठीक है, so in the work The Trial we have the main character Joseph K. He is the important character. जब मैच द फॉलोइंग करेक्टर ऑथर में आता है तो जोसेफ के को पूछा जाता है, एंड ही वॉज अरेस्टेड बिकॉज ऑफ corruption. And so you will find in most of this work of French Kafka, you will find bureaucratic nightmare or alienation, bureaucratic appeal, bureaucratic authority in the works. Okay, and this work is influenced by Crime and Punishment. Now you have to tell me in the comment section who wrote Crime and Punishment. This is again the important work. Okay, and so this is the example of absurdist theater, and it was published in 1925 posthumously. After the death of French Kafka, this work was published. Okay, who wrote Waiting for Godot? I don't think कि आपको इसका आंसर नहीं पता होगा. This is the important and the major work written by Samuel Beckett, and this is my favorite work as well, and it is written in 1952. It is a tragi-comedy. You will find Vladimir, Didi, Estrogon, Gogo, Pozo, Lucky, and it is a 2-act play. And the French name, it is very important one. It is An Attendant Godot. Okay, so it was translated into English in 1952. So this is about this work. Then we have another option, Albert Camus. अभी हम पढ़ के चुके हैं that he is from absurd school. Then Jean Genet, important one, wrote The Maid, which is important, and The Balcony, and he was a French novelist, essayist, or you can say political activist. So the important thing about Jean Genet, he was criminal before writing, before his writing career. He was a criminal, and later then he started writing and he got fame. Okay, then we have Eugène Ionesco is famous. He is Roman French writer, and he is related to theater of absurd like Samuel Beckett, and he wrote The Ballad of Sarpeno. This is an important work, and another important work is Rhinoceros. Okay, so this is about Eugène Ionesco, important one. They all are related to absurdist school. So Albert Camus ने coin किया था इस term को, absurdism को, लेकिन Samuel Beckett ने इसको इसकी peak पे पहुंचा दिया. ठीक है, similarly with Lost Generation, Now, this is the same one. Margaret Atwood is a writer. She is Canadian writer. Australian से हम Canadian पे पहुंच चुके हैं हम. So as you know, she is famous for The Handmaid's Tale and she is Canadian writer. तमिलनाडु साइड का आपका question. The Handmaid's Tale deals primarily with important one of Margaret Atwood. As you know, this is a dystopian novel and it is on feminist perspective. You will find a fictional setting that is Republic of Gilead. Okay, it is not on colonialism, not on existentialism, not romantic to hai hi nahi. So it is fictional setting and it is on Republic of Gilead and it is on feminism and dystopia. And you will find totalitarian resume in this work, that is this setting. Okay, now Jean-Paul Sartre is associated with, so he, as I told you earlier in the question, he is associated with existentialism and he is famous for nausea. Okay, and he got Nobel Prize in 1964, but he refused. This is the important point. He got, but he declined this award. And the main idea he gives, existence precedes essence, or he said that hell is other people. Okay, so he is related to existential philosophy. Isko fame diya inhone, and he has given the idea of nothingness. Okay, so these are the important notable ideas of Jean-Paul Sartre. Which of the following novel is written by Albert Camus? Again, third time पूछा हुआ है CGST में अब now. As we know, The Castle, it is written by French Kafka. Nausea, अभी हमने पढ़ा Jean-Paul Sartre. Blindness is not written by Albert Camus, and the answer is Plague. Okay, The Plague, it is an absurdist play, and we have the setting is City of Oran, and it is based on real life incident. Now, what is the real life incident? मतलब काफी इंसिडेंट्स है जिसको मिलाकर के द प्लेग हैज बीन रिटन. इट इज ऑन लाइक दिस इज द सिटी विच वाज क्वारंटाइन्ड ड्यूरिंग प्लेग आउटब्रेक. ठीक है, एंड रियल इंसिडेंट हैपन इन 1849 in which they will have cholera epidemic. Okay, similarly in 1900 के टाइम पे they also fought bubonic plague. So बहुत सारे इंसिडेंट्स को मिला के दिस वर्क वॉज रिटन द प्लेग. ठीक है, इसमें ओरेन है जिसमें प्लेग वॉज आउटब्रेक एंड वो कैसे कॉम्बैट करते हैं, तो ये सारा जो है हमारा वर्क में बताया हुआ है. ठीक है, एंड देन वी हैव काफ्का वर्क्स आर मार्क्ड बाय. काफ्का के वर्क्स में क्या होता है? रोमांटिक ऑप्टिमिज्म, नो. ब्यूरोक्रेटिक नाइटमेयर, यस. वी हैव इन द ट्रायल, that in the trial Joseph K, okay, he was arrested because of bureaucratic authority, because of bureaucratic policy. So in most of the work, like in the metamorphosis, you will get the similar theme. Okay, so in the Kafka works, bureaucratic nightmare can be seen. Now another option, which writer is associated with absurd drama? So Camus, yes. Beckett also, yes. Sartre is existentialism. Okay, Ibsen is you can say realism. So now which one is appropriate? He said absurd drama. Like in that question in which he said that who got Nobel Prize, which poet? We have V.S. Naipaul and Derek Walcott. So poet पूछा तो Derek Walcott was answer. Absurd drama. Beckett wrote drama. So it is the answer. Camus is related to philosophy. ठीक है. So you should know that Camus जो है, he coined this term in his essay. This is the myth of Sisyphus. ठीक है, द मिथ ऑफ सिसिफस, और यू कैन से इन द स्ट्रेंजर. इन्होंने ये फर्स्ट टाइम ये कंसेप्ट को दिया, दैट इज स्ट्रेंजर नोवेल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वन. ओके, बट इट वाज वाइडली यूज्ड बाय Samuel Beckett in the first time in the drama, that is Waiting for Godot. So the answer is Beckett according to their answer key. Now last question of this series is Blindness is a novel written by. So देखो, Blindness is written by Jose Saramago. He is very important writer. And this novel is written in 1990. And it is based on stream of consciousness. As all the works of Jose Saramago, you will find stream of consciousness technique. And he got Nobel Prize in 1998 for this work. And he was a Portuguese writer. Okay. And this work is actually a dystopian novel. Okay, and it is based on the idea that society is losing humanity. So this is the idea of this work. Blindness, blind हो रही है society, अब दिख नहीं रहा उन्हें कुछ बढ़िया चीजें. So this is about our all 30 questions. As you know, Pablo Neruda, all these writer, he is related to magical realism. ठीक है. So now you have homework. So this is your homework. You have to tell me that Joseph K is a character in which work. These are 4 options: the plague, the trial, the metamorphosis, and the castle. So you have to tell me in the comment section that Joseph K is the character of which novel. Okay, so this is your homework ready for the next class, that is marathon 4 on again world literature. I will upload the video tomorrow. Again I'm saying कि इनको आप रिवाइज करना अपने लेवल पे, बार बार इन वर्क्स को देखना, याद करना, and it will help you in your set paper to eliminate, at least to eliminate the wrong options. Okay, अगर questions मान लो इनसे अलग भी आते हैं, obviously we do not know, everything is unpredictable, but अगर आपको ऑप्शन में थोड़ा सा भी हिंट मिल जाता है तो you will easily get good score. Okay, so stay connected for more updates. Thank you for watching this video. Like, share and subscribe. Also hide this video and please share it to more persons, to more aspirants. Again I'm saying, फिर से मैं कहती हूँ कि हर कोई कोर्सेज को परचेज नहीं कर सकता, तो वी शुड हेल्प ईच एंड एवरी स्टूडेंट. ओके, चलो बाय, टेक केयर.